KO the basic. We lit tonight. Y'all come through, man. Y'all know how we gonna show up and show out. See y'all all in the building.
Hey, yo, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Morning After Show. It's your boy, Knockout Boxing 86 TV and the singing OG, KQKC Boxing Network. OG, what's up with it, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm just coming off a good high off the boxing last night. I'm sorry, all day yesterday.
Hell yeah.
And like I say, this month of July, this is my favorite month of the year. Don't worry, we got boxing all year long, but this month is special because we have fights not only every weekend. I mean, 1 week we got 3 fights in 1 week. So, man, boxing, man, it's on an uprise right now. So,
yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is, man. We had a great afternoon and great night of boxing last night. We got so many big stories to cover. Your favorite fighter got the big fight. Oh, we got to talk about that, man. We got so much to talk about, man. Let's see who in the building, and then we'll get the show started for y'all guys. Shout out to channel member and my brother Ronnie Bravo. We got iKarma 123. We got channel member and my bro Clark Bay TV. What's up? Crush the Legend, one of my homies from TWT, was happening with you. Mac of the South channel member and day one supporter, and my brother Thrill Hill, the OG. What's up? Todd Swindle in the building, D1 channel member and big supporter in the building. Todd Swindle again. Mike Ryan, what's up with you? The Red in the building. Big Block was happening with you. We got Michael Rader second in the building. We got the homie Marcus in the building. What's good with you? Chef Sosa, Mo G, what's happening? Land of the 216 was good. We got Bench Art in the building. We got Sports Heaven. What's happening with you, bro? We got NBA D Nice. What's up with it? Dante Hall Boxing Talk. And we got King D in the building. Jeffrey DeRowan. Boss Dog. What's up with it? Marvin Banks. And we got the homie Cass in the building. Adari Pennant in the building. And then last but not least, we got Dr. Mark in the building. And then G Go Crazy say he ain't the last one. Say what's up to me. What's up with it, G Go Crazy? Creole the Traveler and Matayo L channel member and big time supporter to the channel. And Marquis in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? Salute to everybody. Y'all smash the like button as you come through this thing, man, and make sure that you know if you want to donate to the channel, we got the Cash App up, and then we got OG's Cash App as well. Right here for you guys. So y'all be sure to donate to the channel, hit that super chat or that Cash App for the grind. Let's get straight to the action. Look, obviously, man, we got to start we got to start with the big news that dropped over the weekend, man. We gotta break it down a little bit, and then we'll get into some fights. OG Jermell Charlo is jumping up 2 weight classes to take on Canelo Alvarez in an undisputed versus undisputed matchup. This is the fight that no one saw coming, and it's a fight we wanted that we never knew we wanted. Now that it's here, now that it's announced, it's a lot of excitement. It's a lot of controversy around the fight. What's your thoughts on Canelo versus Jermell, man?
Well, I think first of all it's a good move. Of course, he's supposed to be fighting Tim Tszyu, and of course, for this to happen, Tim Tszyu had to take step aside money. So Tim Tszyu maybe saw something, or maybe he had a change of heart. Say, okay, well, that's more important than me. I don't know. But one thing about it is, I commend Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo realized that this is not a good time for him. He's been wanting Canelo for a long time. But right now, his mind is not right. And this is per Charlo. He said this behind the scenes, that his mind wasn't right and that he's not in a good place. So therefore, what he need to do is just wait. And then once he get himself together, once he get acclimated back into the ring. But Jermell said, hey, no, I'll step up. I'll fight for my brother. Now, we might have to fight at catch weight, because remember, the belts is not going to be up. He's not fighting for undisputed. This is going to be a fight, but not for undisputed. Now, unless they, no, they can't do that. But anyway, so now, this is a better fight, Kale. This is a better fight. And the reason why is because Jermell hand is just about healed completely. He's very athletic. He knows how to move. And he can punch. So this is going to be a more exciting fight than Jermell going in there and not being ready. He want to be 100% when you fight somebody like Canelo Alvarez. Now, no matter what you say about Canelo, you got to be ready when you get ready to fight him. So, I mean, I think it's a good move. I think it's a good fight. Now, only thing that concerns me is the weight issue. I know it's going to have to be at a catch weight. Canelo going to make him come up. But can Jermell make him come down? And they meet somewhere in the middle. So, but we're going to have to see how the particulars going to work out with this. So right now it's a good idea. It's a good fight. So
I think they fighting at 168 though. I think he's gonna pull him all the way up. Okay. For Canelo's belts, but you may be right. He may do a catch weight so that way. You know how Canelo is. Shit, if I lose, I still have my belt, so I still got some leverage and shit. So we'll see. I couldn't imagine him being willing to do a catch weight or PBC being able to negotiate a catch weight for Jermell. I think they'd be able to negotiate one for Earl because he's a bigger name and a draw, and that's a bigger fight. But I don't know if they'd be able to negotiate one for Jermell Charlo. And shout out to Matayo Well with that $10 in the super chat. Look, man, I think the fight. So I'm like you. I like this fight better than Jermell Charlo. I like it better than him fighting Jermell Charlo because I mean, 2.5 years out of the ring. All the personal issues he got going on, that's just, that's being an opportunist at his finest for Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion. Now, like you said, Jermell Charlo still coming off an injury, and he is still coming off of 2 weight classes. But this is something to me where if Jermell Charlo handled it the right way, he got a lot of advantages over Canelo Alvarez. He's far more athletic. He got a good jab. He can move better. And the book is out on Canelo with movement and jabbing and being able to counter him coming in. You can have some success against him. The main thing, though, that I think Jermell needs to be careful of fighting Canelo is he don't need to try to bulk up to try to fight him. He just needs to train, work hard, and whatever his natural weight is, that's what he need to come in the ring at and not try to bulk up. You know how some guys, when they move up weight classes, they try to add a whole bunch of muscle. Yep. And it end up making them slower and end up making them, not as good, not as fast. Their gas tank not as good. And those are his advantages, is to be faster, to be quicker, to be more athletic. and you know, he ain't got to cut no weight. He can just train, and whatever you weigh is what you weigh. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so and so I think that's the play there for him. As for Canelo Alvarez, I mean, my God, man, he just don't want to fight David Benavidez, do it.
No.
Hey, he just don't want to fight David, bro.
No.
He will do anything he can to not lose to another Mexican and to not fight somebody who's already put in work at 168. And you kind of alluded to it. The David Benavidez and Tim Tszyu side of it, man. You got, you know, as their fans got to be frustrated for him. I understand why Tim Tszyu is upset, but the only one I would say you could call a duck is Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez is the one that's pulling up a man 2 weight classes. Canelo Alvarez is the one who has people at 168 that are big fights, that are really good names, just like Jermell is a really good name. Dave Benavidez has been on pay-per-view one time. Jermell Charlo been on pay-per-view one time. Dave Benavidez got big fights under his belt, so does Jermell Charlo, and people are actually calling for the David Benavidez fight. Jermell Charlo, like I said when I first brought the topic up, OG, he's a fight with Canelo that we never asked for, that we didn't even know we want, but now that it's here, we excited about it. So you can call Canelo a duck because of the David Benavidez situation, but what we have to do is we can't call Jermell Charlo a duck for ducking Tim Tszyu, because instead of fighting a mandatory challenger, he's moving up 2 weight classes to fight the undisputed champion in the division in a payday that's going to be the biggest payday of his life, the biggest payday of his career that he could ever get. So it's a bigger fight than Tim Tszyu. It's also it's a dangerous fight, and he's taking a risk going up 2 weight classes to fight the undisputed champion in that weight class. That's not a duck. That's a dog. There's a difference between the duck and the dog. That's a dog right there. There ain't no duck right there. But we'll see, man. September is looking good, and I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for the opportunity that Jermell Charlo gets to have, and he's a dog. So anybody thinking that he ain't gonna come to fight, that he gonna just lay down for Canelo, listen, man. I said this in a video. You know what I mean? And I want and I'll pass it back to you on it, OG. But I said this in the video. Landy Lara was giving Canelo everything he could handle when Canelo was in his prime, when he was younger, and when he was a more vibrant fighter. He had better feet, he had better head movement, he was more explosive, he had a better gas tank. And Landy Lara gave Canelo Alvarez everything he can handle. Now Canelo's looking well past his prime. He's looking older right now. You ain't gonna tell me that Jermell Charlo is somebody that can't give Canelo no issues, man. He can get it, man. And then when you look at the trainers too, OG, Jermell Charlo has a much better trainer than Canelo Alvarez. Much better trainer than Canelo Alvarez. So he got some advantages in the fight, man. And I can't wait to see the fight. You got anything else on it?
Yeah, I mean, I know David Benavidez, he's mad because like I said to the chat this week, you know, he was promised this fight with Canelo Alvarez. He was told, quote unquote, that hey, look, you get past Plant, then you would get Canelo Alvarez. And then he was excited about that. When I interviewed him on the show, he was so excited about this, you know, and now he can't get it, you know, and now he's kind of, you know, pissed off, and I understand that. And another thing, you know, and I saw your show the other night. The young man on the panel that's from the UK. You know, that had to be the most asinine statement he ever made. You're gonna blame a fighter for what he done in the past, and he came up from the mud all the way up to the top. Now we know David Benavidez, we know what he has done in the past, but why are you still gonna hold him accountable for what he has done? Because he worked hard to get back to where he at. And now he still can't get no work. He still can't get that big payday. But he corrected those mistakes. And he still came back to shine. You know, what else you have to do? I mean, how many intern fights he gonna have? How many eliminators he's gonna have? You know, and that's what Canelo make these fighters go through. You know, and again, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, OG, and then you can finish up. I'm not gonna start the argument up all over again, But this is where the stance of the belts not mattering as much as they should. This is where that stance come from, because Canelo is supposed to be the WBC champion,
Right.
and Dave Benavidez is supposed to be his mandatory challenger. But Canelo is not being forced to behave like a champion. He's not being forced to. He's not being forced to act as if a champion should act, and that is you take on your number one contender. And Dave Benavidez worked his way back up the rankings, like you said, became the interim champion, then defended it a couple of times. His mandatory position is showing that it don't mean shit. And these are the types of situations, these are the types of things that I'm talking about. What are the points of you having a belt as a champion? What are the points of you working your way to be the number one contender in the sanctioning body? What's the point of all that if at the end of it you don't get a shot at the title, bro? What's the point of it? And that's where the stance comes from. But go ahead, OG. Go ahead.
No, basically that's all I had to say. I mean, you just can't hold on somebody accountable for something they did. That's just like, okay, well, Knockout did this 20 years ago, so I don't care. He did it yesterday. He's still, a piece of shit. I mean, no, you can't do that. You can't put a jacket on a person like that. It's called a second chance. That's what it's called. It's called a second chance.
We can't hold stuff against people for their whole fucking career. Be fine.
Right.
Hey, 5 years from now, Dave Benavidez, he messed his own shot up.
Right.
He messed his own shot up. He can't get his shot. Like what, bro? That was 5 years ago. Hey, look, I gotta stop real quick, y'all. We got 139 people in the building. Appreciate every one of y'all, but we only got 65 likes. So y'all want to continue the show? Y'all want to get to these fights? I got some other great news to cover, but I need y'all to get the likes up over 100. So we're gonna stop right here. And I need y'all to get the likes up. We got 72 likes now. I need 28 more people to hit the like button, man. If you can't donate to the Cash App for KQ, if you can't donate to the Cash App for me or the Super Chat, I totally understand that. But we got to get the likes up over 100. Once they get up over 100, we'll continue. We all the way up to 85 now. I need 15 more people to hit the like button right quick for me. We got 140 people. It shouldn't be hard for us to get up to 100 likes. We up to 90 likes right now. I know it's early. Wipe the crust out your eyes. Wipe the crust out your eye while you brushing the teeth and shit. Hit the like button too. We up to 94 likes. We got 94 likes in the building. If y'all want this boxing talk, let's get up to 100. We up to 96 now. 99. Can I get one more person to hit the like button real quick? Please, please, please. And it works because now we got 150 people in the building. That's why I asked y'all to do that. We started off with 130. Now we got 150 people in here just by hitting the like button, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Now let's get back to the action. OG, you was calling the afternoon fights. You was calling the afternoon fights, and Franchon Cruz DAZN and Savannah Marshall. They had their undisputed fight. Savannah Marshall was able to take the belts off of Franchon Cruz DAZN. Clarissa Shields ain't like it. She was in the crowd screaming for goddamn Franchon Cruz. Franchon Cruz couldn't pull that shit out, man. What you got on that fight yesterday afternoon, that main event over there in the UK? Them two women getting it on like that, man. What's your thoughts?
Man, first of all, shout out to the GLOAT, Clarissa Shields, because she rode with her friend last night or yesterday. I mean, she rode to the wheels fall off. She was up, standing up. She was up coaching. She was up hollering. I mean, she was riding for her. But you have to understand, Franchon Cruz, she's not a very technical fighter. All right, she'll fight, but she won't box, and that's what she did Saturday. Now, her gas tank is not the biggest and longest, and that showed also in that fight. Now, of course, Marshall's a great fighter, big puncher, got a great jab, and that jab kept her in that fight. Now, Marshall and Cruz, they was wrestling, tussling, they was wrestling. And I mean, that's why Savannah Marshall, she was out of breath. Because Franchon Cruz, she's a big young lady, but still in all, Franchon Cruz was coming in. And she was coming in reckless. And she was coming in. And then, of course, Savannah Marshall, she's tall. She's tall. So she had to fight small. And that's what she did. She bent over and she kept throwing the left jab. Bam, bam. And she started landing the left jab. She settled in. She settled in and started getting her timing down. And, of course, Cruz was getting hit by them jabs. And then, of course, overhand right. Because Cruz is small in stature. to Savannah Marshall. But Cruz, she's good for a great old down home fight. But she just didn't have enough. She just didn't have enough power, enough accuracy, and enough gas tank to pretty much give Savannah Marshall a run for her money. And this is why she's telling everyone. I said this twice last night, 3 times. That's why it's so important that you win the purse bids. You have to win the purse bids because the purse bids are so special. Because it's no way that you got an undisputed champion with all the belts and you going over to your opponent home country. Right there, that's a disadvantage. Right there. Because, you know, you got the noise, you got the hollering, you got the sweet Caroline, all that stuff. Right? But Franchise Cruz, I think she just bit off more than she can chew on Saturday night. And she was good with it, though. Because she knew her mistake. Because Shield wasn't, but she was. You know, so, I mean, it was just pretty much a fight that you knew was coming. But a lot of people thought Cruz with the overhand right. And, of course, you have to understand knockout. The ladies have too many rounds. So it's no filling out round when it comes to the ladies. They have to go in there and they got to work. They got to work soon. Bell 1 rings in round 1, you know, and that's what Cruz did. And of course, round number 3, she breathing out her mouth. She breathing out her mouth, you know, because she threw a lot of punches, and that was pretty much threw her off balance. She was falling down. She was slipping. That's called, you know, fatigue had settled in, you know. And of course, now Marshall ain't got too much to be proud about either now, because she was out of gas too. Her braids start coming loose from wrestling and shit, you know. So this wasn't no Carissa Shields.
That was she give a Jack in the culture. That was she give a Jack in the culture with the braids and shit, man. I know. Damn, say where you got it from, goddamn. I can't stand that shit, bro. Say where you got it from.
Right.
These damn braids, man.
You know they're gonna come.
Who braided her shit? Did she go to the? Did she go? Where did she go? Who braided her shit?
I don't know. The South Africans.
Yeah, where the hell did she go, man?
The South Africans, but then her, you know your hair ain't gonna stay braided. You got straight hair like that.
She had the pop smokes to the side and shit.
Yeah. But she was wrestling with Cruz, and that shit was coming loose, boy. Right?
She should have to wear a French braid, bro. Ain't nobody fucking with that, man. But you do a cornrow, man. Who braids your shit?
I know cornrows on the side, right? Get the hell out of here. But before I pass it to you, man, listen. I will say this about Savannah Marshall. She is very, very have dirty tactics. Very dirty tactics. Now, some people say, hey, that's boxing, which it is. You have to do what you have to do to win. So, I mean, so what she did was, Savannah, she did whatever she can do and whatever she can get away with. Floyd was very good at that also. The referee on this side, Floyd would cuff your mouth on that side and nose. You know, so Savannah Marshall, she was doing a lot. She was doing a lot of forearms, putting her hand up in the face and punching her back with the hand and things like that. Putting a hand on her head and leaning on, you know, but you can lean on or whatever, but just dirty tactics. But this is what she signed up for. You know,
man.
So I think skill set wise, that would beat her last night. And overhand, no timing at all. So
yes, sir.
Yes, so that's all I had on it right now.
Hey, shout out Jonathan Jackson with that $15 in the cash. He say she looked like she got her hair braided in class. Oh man, look like she got her hair braided in class, bro. God, look, man, I agree a lot with what you said. I thought, you know, Franchise Cruz deserve is always game, but technique always wins out. And Savannah Marshall had the better technique, so her punches were getting there first. The right hand, the left hook. Now Franchise Cruz did make it tough on her at the beginning of the fight, but as time went on, she gassed out. And I don't know if singing the national anthem right before you fight, she sound good. She sounded good when she was singing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's what you want to do moving forward. When you got a big fight, because it take a lot of lungs, take a lot of air for you to sing like that. But she do stuff outside of boxing. She trying to get her money. I'm sure they paid her for that, so maybe her check was a little better. So hey, man, get your money. But I agree a lot with what you said though. The overall point of it's just something about the unified or the undisputed champion. I understand, you got to go where the money is at, but the undisputed unified champion, bro, going on the challenger's home turf to defend their belt, it's just something off about it. Yeah. It's like we can all say we got all the confidence in the world because this shit is coming up the week of Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, the goddamn Monster in the way and Stephen Cool Boy Fulton fight. We can have all the confidence in the world in Cool Boy Steph and think that he gonna win the fight. What if that fight close? Who you think getting the nod? You think the champion getting the nod? You think he about to go over there to Samurai Land in Japan in front of Monster in the way people and have a close ass fight? What if Monster in the way is just as competitive as Brandon Figueroa was? What the hell y'all think gonna happen in that fight, bro? What y'all think the scorecard is gonna say, man? And so I don't like it either, OG, just because it just what again. If I'm the champion and I got all the belts and I still gotta come to your country, I gotta come to your stadium, I gotta get booed by thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and I'm the one defending the belts. Like what's the point of me being a champion in that situation? What does it mean, man? Like what is the point? Like at the very least, we can't fight somewhere neutral. You could be like, I don't like so that part of it, man, I didn't like, but that's the thing with women's boxing, right? We can say we don't like it and people can cry wolf, but how many content creators covered the fight? You called the fight. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I did prediction videos on the fight and talked about the fight, but I would just say if you're gonna complain about it, go to these chats and ask these content creators, hey, what you think about this fight? Are you gonna talk about that fight? What you got going on here? Because we can't say stuff like that. And then the reason that Franchon Cruz had to go over there is because she didn't have any backing. Because she wasn't signed to a network that would back her and put up money, or signed to a promotional company that would back her and put up money so she can have the fight over here. You know what I mean? People, we can't complain and then people do nothing about it, don't talk about it, don't, I don't watch women's boxing. Women's boxing is trash, or it's this. Like, all right, then, so that's what's gonna happen. And guess what? What else? You know what I'm saying? Clarissa Shields beat the shit out of Savannah Marshall already. Clarissa Shields is undisputed in 2 weight classes. She is the GOAT. Guess what Clarissa Shields gonna have to do if she want to get a bag? She gonna have to go back to the UK and beat Savannah Marshall ass again. Yep. So we can talk all this shit. We can you know what I'm saying? We can talk all this shit. We can complain. We can talk about this isn't fair and that isn't fair. Well, put your money up. Support shit. Watch it. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm letting y'all know right now, Clarissa's gonna want to be undisputed in 3 separate weight classes. She'll fight Savannah Marshall again. But if that fight happens, it's gonna be on Savannah Marshall's platform. It's gonna be over there in the UK, where Clarissa's getting booed, and there's a lot of people rooting against her. The commentary gonna be biased against her, and she's gonna have a lot of shit that she gotta overcome simply because we talk all this shit over here in America about our champions and all this shit, but we don't support a lot of them. Just
right.
Think of that. Think of that moving forward. But let's keep it going, OG. Let's talk about let's get to this top rank card, man. One of the guys that was kind of a bright star earlier this year, Jahai Tucker, he put on a lackluster performance and he got beat, man. He got beat last night. He wasn't able to get the victory. What do you think of Jahai Tucker? Where does he go from here? What did you think of his performance last night? Did the judges make the right decision in his loss? What's your thoughts on Jahai Tucker, man, and his loss last night?
Well, I'm good with the loss. But he's young. He can come back from that. He can learn from it and come back. It kind of humbled him, I think, a little bit, because in his past fights, I ain't gonna say he had the big head, but he was very confident. Let me put it that way, very confident. And he had a great start out the gate. And one thing about Top Rank, they will get him some work. He will get some work. So he just got to work on a few things. Because if you break the fight down and look at it, one guy won half of the fight. Then of course, Tucker won the middle part of the fight, and then his opponent pretty much came back, and both of them at the end of the fight, and they weren't really throwing. It's like fatigue set in, and then of course his opponent, I forgot what was it, Muhammad. I forgot his opponent name, but
last name was like he was dude from Puerto Rico,
Colombia or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say his last name was like Faust
or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And Faust was, tagging him, and of course he didn't respect Jihad power, he didn't respect it at all, and this is what I'm saying, that they 3 maybe to 5 years, you're gonna see him and hear from this young man, and he's gonna be sensation. Now that one fight that he lost last night, that can change his whole career, because he'll go back and see the mistakes he made. He can go back and watch it play, rewind it, and then he corrects it. And then the next fighter, the next time he go out there, then he's going to be putting on a show. Now, of course, we know that now it's get harder, knockout, as you move up, as you fight better and better competition. It's not going to get easy. It's going to get harder. And no, Jahil Tucker, yes, nobody was expecting him to lose last night. But sometimes, that happens. This is boxing. And this is why we love boxing, because it's not a team sport. It's an individual sport. So you don't have to give a speech to the team and tell them, okay, you're going to do it, this and that. No. Hey, man, you need to work on this, dude. You need to work on this. You need to work on cutting out the ring better or something like that, So Jahil Tucker, he had a great jab. I think he got a little surprise of the power of his opponent, and that kind of woke him up, and then it made him gun shy. He wasn't throwing as hard as he usually throw. He wasn't throwing and sitting down on his punches like he usually do. Why? Because he knew something was coming back. That's why. Now, I'm not saying that he gun shy, but of course he thought twice after he got hit a few times. He said, okay, well, this guy might hit me or knock me out. He got power too. So I'm good with the stoppage. I'm great with the stoppage. And I think Jihad's going to learn from this. I think he's going to learn from this.
I think Jihad, number one, they should do what Ruiz Ramirez did. He need to get that dude back in the ring. I think Jihad Tucker's a better fighter than what he showed last night.
Oh yeah,
and I think he need the same way. When Ruiz Ramirez lost, he rematched the dude he lost to. Jihad Tucker need to get that back, bro.
Oh yeah,
and he's able to get that back. He need to get that back, and he need to come in with the right mindset. And for me, the biggest thing I saw is that loss that he took last night was more about his mind than it was about talent or anything like that. Like something, like you said, something was lackluster. Because if you look at his fight before last, how intense he was, how tough he was, and how he put on a show against a dude. In my opinion, I think his opponent before this, the power puncher that he fought, was a better fighter than Nicholas Flies, bro. And he went in there and he did his thing. Athletic Mind, what's up, young homie? And he went in there and did his thing against him. But this guy Nicholas Flies, for whatever reason, Jihad Tucker looked like he didn't get up for him. He looked like he wasn't locked in or tuned in for him. And I would also say, and I'll talk about this with Jared Anderson a little bit later. And I've said this about Jihad Tucker. If you guys listen to my breakdowns and my predictions, I've always said he relied a little too much on talent. I need him to get more with the skills and fundamentals. All that herky-jerky, head movement, relying on your reflexes and shit, man. At some point, you have to You gotta rely on your fundamentals and your skills, and you gotta listen to your corner. You gotta listen to your corner. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't listen to his father when he's telling him. And I hear his dad giving some good instructions. His head sometimes is all over the place. He's doing his own thing. Unc, what's up? Detail the truth. I see you. And so if he can fix that, fix his mindset, and learn how to be up for every opponent, be locked in for every opponent, then bro, he can be a problem. He can be a problem. He's a very talented young man, only 20 years old. He got a lot of one thing I know he got a lot of dog in him. He showed that in his last fight, but he gonna have to learn how to A, listen to his corner, B, rely on his fundamentals and his skills more so than his talent. And then last and certainly not least, you gotta take everybody serious. You gotta come in with the same, like, cause now OG, he done showed us how intense he can be. He done showed us how locked in he could be in his last fight before this one. You got to be that intense. You got to be that locked in every time you get in the ring. You can't, oh, I'm going to get up for this opponent. I'm all the way locked in. I'm a dog today, and I'm going to show you what I got. And then the next time you come out, you lackluster. And then now watch this. He coming off a loss, so watch his next fight. He going to be all the way up for the next fight. He going to be all the way up, all the way on, ready to go, ready to fight. You got to be like that all the time, bro. Mm-hmm. If he can make that adjustment, I think that he can, you know what I'm saying, bounce back and do his thing. But if I'm him, if I'm his daddy, seeing what I saw last night, bro, you got to fight flies, right? You got to tell Top Rank, I need him. I need that back. I need that back. We got to do that rematch. We got to do that rematch. So that's my thoughts on it, man. I thought it was a good fight. It opened up the card. I thought it was good. But he definitely was lackluster. He allowed that dude to outwork him in some spots and win just enough rounds to where it was questionable. I could have saw it going either way, but I'm not mad that the other guy got the decision because Jahai Tucker should have been and could have been way more dominant in that fight. You know what I mean? He could have been way more dominant in that fight. That's all I got on that one.
Let me say this. You know, you're right. He does have dog in him, and he always come back and get his get back. But one thing about it, like the chat was saying, I seen this coming a while back too, because the like I said earlier, the arrogancy and you know, hey, I'm special and this and that, and you know, he just got humbled last night, you know, and now he got to pick that up, take that, learn from it, because I'm definitely know like he's gonna come back. And like you said, he has that dog in him. Like, what was that? The last fight he was in, or the fight before that, I forgot. But he was getting pieced up the first round. Then the second round, he came out and man, he was throwing punches, man, in the pocket. He was standing in the pocket and he was letting them hands go. You know, so
yeah, that's the one I was talking about. The one with the Russian. The one he fought.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's
right. Because what happened was he got surprised. He didn't know that, you know, he was gonna throw like that right off the bat, and he was getting pieced up. But you know, he didn't get hurt, but he came back and he put some hurt on him. You know, so yeah, I can't wait. And shout out to Mark West in the Cash App, baby. All right.
Oh, yeah, he hit me up too, man. Okay. Shout out Mark West in the Cash App. Let me see if he said anything. Nah, he just dropped that $5. Appreciate you, Mark West. IOG. Look, man. I gotta bring this up because when I got this news from and I tell people who my sources are from my guy L-Dub about Tank Davis and the PBC have made it clear that they want to make Tank versus Devin next, and that Bill Haney knew that. I got some pushback from Bill Haney, and he told me, you know, and he said that he didn't know nothing about it. There ain't nobody said nothing to him. Well, now Team Tank Davis has just come out, and this is directly from the Ride podcast, and it was retweeted from a PBC employee, and they said this. They said, #free Tank. We got unfinished business at 135. Schedule's clear, and everybody quiet now. Nah, F that. Ain't no running to 140. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go. What do you think of that, man? What do you think of that message that they clearly sending to Devin Haney, man, that they want that fight next and that they ready to get it popping, man? What do you think of that?
That it's not going to happen. Devin is at 140 and he's focusing on something else. Tank is at 135. Tank is not going to go up to 140. Now, if the money is right, he might think about it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Uh, 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 Devin, that's why they quiet, because they know that's not going to happen. And yes, and shout out to L Dub. I'm quite sure, he probably heard the same thing and this and that, but Bill, it's not going to happen. Devin's just too big. He was walking around what, at 160, someone said 160, 170, and now you're going to do it for a third or fourth time, squeeze down to 135. Because see, Tank ain't going back up to 140. He just don't feel comfortable there. So what right now is that he wants 65 right now. Okay, so I mean, Devin's just too big, and physiologically, and his makeup as a young man. He just would put his life in danger to sit there and try to go down to 135. Now, if he smoke crack or some shit, okay, he might be all right. I'm just saying.
What, bro?
I'm just saying, if he smoke crack and shit, then he probably okay, right?
You smoke crack, don't you? Oh my God, bro!
I'm just saying.
It's
right?
too early for this shit, man. What the
Man, I'm just saying, man. If he smoke crack, it would be no problem. He get down there in 3 days, right? But he.
Oh, bro.
But he gonna be weak though, man.
Oh, your ass, you went and played spade last night, didn't you? Your ass, you like a toddler. Your ass get goofy when you sleepy and shit, man.
man, so
all the great analysis, all the great cooking that I've heard you do, all the great breakdowns of fights, and you go live every day and you cover every goddamn story in the book. I done heard you give great analysis after great analysis after great analysis. But this morning, Devin Haney, how can Devin Haney make weight? You didn't say shit about a nutritionist. You didn't say shit about the way that he eat. You didn't say shit about how he could work out. And you said the only way he can make weight is by smoking crack, bro.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Because his youth and he's growing up, his physical makeup as a fighter, as a young man, walking around in 165, that is just not possible. And he done it 3 times, knocked out. And I mean, how many times is he going to put his life in danger like that? Now, Tank, if he moves up, which if the money's right, he might do that. Okay, we got to fight. But they've been wanting this fight for the longest. And one thing about it is neither one is dodging no one else. I can tell you that. Tank want all the smoke. I think Devin want the smoke. But I guarantee you this though, Devin's gonna get he gonna get a chin check at 140. He gonna see his power there at 140. So I mean, Regis, don't get it twisted. Regis had a bad performance, but he still got that power. So I mean, it's hard to fight at home, and we saw that. But I don't know if it's gonna happen at 135. I really don't. Knockout. I wish I really would know. But I don't know the way they talking about and what they going on talking about this and that, and they want this fighter, they want this fight. It's just so hard to keep up the Haneys. They say one thing and do another, or they don't say nothing. So it's kind of hard. I don't know who Bill on a different page than Devin. It's just so hard. So man, that will be a good fight if that fight can get made. So that's how I see it though. I don't think it's going to happen at 135. I think it might happen at 140. So
already, man. And shout out to Marcus with the $5 super chat. Says Dev just said Tank is the biggest fight for him 2 days ago. Who's quiet? Did the contract come back in the mail? Posters do. Did PBC run out of minutes? Hey, post that where Devin said that. Post that in the chat, Marcus, so I can read it. And like I told y'all, bro, when he get out of prison, that's the only fight they need to negotiate. I'm not expecting or jail. I keep saying prison. When Tank get out of jail, bro, that's when the contract should come. But I ain't even gave my thoughts on it yet. I'm about to, but I would say,
they always say that. They always say that when he's not available.
Yeah, but again, I post that in the link for me, Marcus, because I ain't seen Devin say that shit nowhere. So I'd like to see that. I think maybe it might be a story that got posted 2 days ago. You talking about? But the last time Devin said that, I thought was a long time ago. But put it in the chat, bro. You got a wrench. I want to see that. And then the other thing you said, did the contract come back in the mail posters do? I mean, expecting someone to send the contract from jail. I mean, okay. I don't know. I mean, we waited this long. Ain't nobody finna fight no time soon. Yeah, send it to me, Marcus. Ain't nobody about to fight no time soon. No way. So what's waiting a few more weeks? And then shout out to Jonathan Jackson. He says with the $10 in cash that Bill told you why they haven't said anything, KO. Yeah, and that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
What do you say?
So I'll give my thoughts on the whole situation. But here's my thing with what homie Jonathan Jackson just said. Bill Haney told me that they didn't want to talk about Tank while he was in jail or some shit like that. That they didn't want to talk about him while he down. And my response is, "Oh, you classy now." Like Jonathan, I'm not with that shit, bro. Like, nah, like, yeah, we can pass mug shots around and shit. We can pop our shit when people got fights coming up. Man, this ain't this boxing, bro. Like I'm not trying to hear that shit about no. Oh, we just trying to show class. We just trying to not talk about him while he in jail. But the moment he got arrested, they was talking about him. I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. No, miss me with that soft ass shit, man. You didn't have to do it in the super chat, Marcus, but I'm finna look at it right now. Big Dose 513 with the $5 super chat. Marcus, did Tank even send the contract? Post that too. Nah, Big Dose, he ain't sent nothing. He's in jail, bro. But he's in jail.
And he sent it through his lawyers, right? Lawyers gonna come in and
yes. But why are we asking people to send shit through? And I ain't even gave my thoughts. Y'all don't even know whether I agree with what they said or not. But y'all want to talk. I'm gonna answer all y'all questions, right? But yes, you can do that. But do you think his lawyers are focused more on getting him out of jail? Do you think they're focused more on trying to file motions or sending a contract right now?
Right.
Come on, bro. Like, and here's the thing, OG. Devin it ain't even been 2 months since he fought. What's the rush? He ain't fighting to the end of the year, no way.
Yeah.
So what's the rush? Why is everybody rushing all of a sudden? The man, if he fight this year, is gonna be in November, December anyway. So what are we rushing trying to lock him up in a deal and shit for? What he gonna have, a 5-month count? Like, come on, bro.
Right.
Come on, bro. And shout out to Mark. Said, "Here you go, big bro." Last part was just a little spice for the ish talk. Oh, I got you. Nah, it's all good, bro. We gotta talk our shit. But here's what I say, right? About, and I'm gonna read this comment again because here's my thoughts on it. Let me go back to it, bro. So they say hashtag free Tank. We got unfinished business at 135. Schedule's clear and everybody quiet now. Nah, F that. Ain't no running to 140. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go. Listen, bro. This is my thoughts.
That what Marcus said. I'm sorry. That what Marcus had. That's what he had. That's the link he put in. Was that the link?
Yeah, that's the link right there on the cat on the super chat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the link. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's what I think about here's what I think about them about them saying that from two sides. Number one, bro, as I'm keeping it 100 with y'all, right? I don't want to see the fight at 135 no more. I've been telling y'all that, and I know what Bill Haney said. I know they said they stand at 135 to the end of the year. I know all of that shit, bro. I know that. But me as a fight fan, I know some of y'all don't like to hear this, but fighting Tank at 135, Devin Haney doing that, bro, it's not a fair fight no more. It's not a fair fight. Devin got to cut way too much weight. He'll be way too weight drained. He ain't doing it at 135, bro. So I don't even want to see it at 135. I'd rather see it at a catch weight at 140, bro. Because that shit, like, Jay Grant ain't gonna want to hear it. Big Dose don't want to hear it. Marcus, all the homies in the chat, you know what I'm saying? They're rocking heavy with Devin. They think Devin gonna do this to Tank or do that to Tank. Man, that fight happened at 135. Devin got no shot to win that fucking fight, bro. So I don't even like the 135 part of it, bro. I'd rather see the fight where it can be somewhat competitive because Tank gonna knock his head off his shoulders anyway. But I'd rather see it to where Devin can be the best version of himself. That's the first part of it. My second part of it is Devin has to respond, bro. He has to respond to this, just like he had to respond to what Jay Prince had to say yesterday. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all why he got to respond, because that's who he's been his whole career. That's who his father has been his entire career. You don't get to go quietly to 140 without responding to shit that you claim you wanted all the time. And there's a way you can do it to where it's 100. There's a way you can do it. There's a way you can do it to where, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna shine a good light on you. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Devin saying, look, bro, I hear you talking. I want the fight, but I can't make 135 no more. If you want to get it cracking with me, fight me at 140. Then he can use Tank shit against him. And I don't want to give him too much game. So if y'all hear this shit come out of Bill Haney mouth, or you hear it come out of Devin mouth, just know where they got it from, and then just tell them to shout out KO. But this is all you got to do, bro. If we keeping it 100, hey, look, man, we can't make weight no more. We want to beat your ass. My son will still fuck you up, Tank. We still give him everything he want. We want that fight. We just can't make 140 no more. Hell, you said the belts don't matter no way, Tank. So, and you fought Ryan Garcia at a catch weight. So we want you to fight Devin at a catch weight or fight him at 140. The only reason you fought Ryan at a catch weight at 140 is because your ass wasn't scared of him. You don't want to do that with Devin because you know what would happen to you. What's wrong with that response? What's wrong with saying something like that, man? What's wrong with it, bro? So I need a response, and I said the same thing. Let me catch you super chats. And I said the same thing about the Shakur shit. You have to respond in some form or fashion, bro. You gotta say something. You can't just be quiet. Now I'll check out what you put in there, Marcus, but I need a response to that shit. I need him to say something about, hey man, hell nah, we want that fight. We'll do this to him, we'll do that to him, but we only need it at this weight class or that weight class. Something like that would be cool with me, bro. But you gotta say something. Shout out D1 with the $5 super chat says Haney's are fraudulent. I just want them to stand on what they say, man. And shout out to Marcus again with that $10.
No, I'm sorry, Knockout. Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, you good. Shout out to Marcus again with the $10 in super chat says I'm sending super chats regardless to support. Devin also mentioned that Bill Haney says things that he doesn't say himself, which will each other. Yo. All right, there we go. My shit was tripping for a minute. My bad, y'all. We good. All right. Shout out to Jonathan Jackson with the $5 in the super chat, just because he dropped the super chat. Then he dropped another $5 super chat. He says, Dev and Frank, the only fighters at lightweight that don't have a history of ducking KO. Let's talk about it. Number one, I don't think Tank Davis ever ducked nobody. He just got control of his career. Who else ain't ducked? Devin ain't ducking nobody. He looking crazy with his responses, but Devin ain't ducked nobody. Frank Martin ain't been big enough. He a contender to duck nobody. And I assume we only talking about the top guys. Teofimo did duck Devin. Loma ducked Devin for the franchise. Kambosos ain't ducked nobody. Kambosos ain't never ducked nobody. Who else? Top 10. Top 5-ish, top 10. That's really the names, really. That's really the name. Rolo says he ducked Loma. Why? Because of what Floyd said, bro. Like, again, bro. And I said this on last week, Rolo. Just hear me out, bro. Like, so people say that because Floyd said, keep on talking. I'm gonna make you fight Loma. And Tank said, you trying to set me up. Tank also said he was trying to set him up with Rolly, and he also said he was trying to set him up with Pedraza, bro. That's just something he say, man. Shit, Loma was calling out Tank. That never happened. Yeah, because of Floyd and fucking Bob, in my opinion, bro. Let me see if I can get this bag right. All right, I think we should be good. Because of Floyd and Bob, in my opinion. Because of Floyd Mayweather and Bob Arum. I don't think Tank ducking nothing. Because now he got control of his career. We see how shit getting moved. Eastside Pitbull Cruz definitely ducked Shakur Stevenson for sure. They were ordered to fight, I believe. Wasn't they ordered to fight? They were ordered to fight, and Eastside Pitbull Cruz said he moved too much. He said he moved too much. That fight, man, Eastside trying to line himself up. He trying to line himself up to fight fucking Tank in a rematch. And let me tell y'all something. Tank Davis versus fucking Eastside Pitbull Cruz. Nope. Nope. Hell no, bro. Nobody want to see that shit. I'm be mad than a motherfucker, man. I'm be mad than a motherfucker. I'm be cooking people, man. I'm be cooking all Tank fans and everything, bro. I don't want to see that shit, man. I mean, everybody else better duck your ass first, bro. Everybody else better duck you first, but we gonna keep it moving, man. And what Ruben say? Hell no, Tank ain't duck nobody. That's all I'm saying, bro. It ain't happening this fall. Book it, hey man. I hope you wrong, bro. I hope you wrong, and I'm saying, Rolo, like they can fight at 140, bro. I just need your boy to say something. I need him to say something, bro. I need him to say something other than that's a big fight. Oh, that's a big fight. Yeah, we know it's a big fight. But I need you to talk how you talk before this. Shout out Emmanuel Carter with $2. When the last time Devin fought a black fighter? What do we consider Gamboa? He's Afro-Cuban.
All right.
All right, bet. Oh yeah, Cambosos did duck Shakur. Okay. All right, let's get back to the fights, OG.
Yes, sir. That's my baby girl. Okay.
No, you gotta take care of the little one. Look, man. Who I want to talk about next? Oh yeah. This one will be quick. Did you see what Dante Benjamin did?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
The light heavyweight?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, talk about it real quick, man. That was a good fight, man.
Man, this young man, Dante Benjamin Jr., he's something special right now, I can say. He's young. He's very accurate with his punches, I noticed. I noticed an amateur pedigree there. I don't know too much about his background, but it got to be some type of pedigree, standout amateur pedigree there, because everything was done methodically. You know, I'm talking about working behind the jab, horning on his straight right hand, then come straight forward and going to the body, going upstairs, back to the body. You know, everything. You go down to the body, you chop that tree down. And that's what he was doing. And then he pretty much came back with the power and the onslaught and got him out of there. Easy breezy for him. You know, and he had that young man hurt. I mean, real hurt. Then, of course, he was good to go, he said. Then he rushed right back in, and then he finished him off. So, now, this is the thing about it. I would like to see him get rattled, make some adjustments. You know, and that's how you know that you growing in boxing. I would like to see that. I'd like to see that happen. We see so many times. Let's say a la Edgar Berlanga, a la Zerto. I mean, we see a lot of fighters that dominate early on in their career, but then they run into that one special fighter that will give them a fight and a run for their money, and they lost. They don't know what to do. And this is what I'm saying about a lot of other fighters too. That, you know, you got to pretty much cover all your bases. You know, you got to go in there, and that's why the best should be fighting the best right now. Now, you might get a loss. Yes, you might. But still, you will learn from that loss. That's why I said Jihad Tucker, you know, that loss he lost the other night. It seemed like he was okay with it because he knew that he's got a lot to learn, you know, because he's still young and man, and he's a beast, but still in all, he got very great aggression, making the fight and everything, but he don't have no control aggression, and that's what he's gonna have to do. You know, he's gonna have to have that control aggression, and that's how Dante Benjamin Jr. I see that's happening down the road. But of course, he's too talented. The defense is there, the offense is there. So we might not see it, or we might see it. I don't know. So, but man, yeah, he was a beast. And matter of fact, he got showered and dressed up and came right back in there with I think what Big Baby Anderson at the end of the night.
No, that was Tiger Johnson.
Tiger Johnson, yeah, Tiger Johnson.
Yeah, that was Tiger Johnson. Look, man, I thought Dante Benjamin was explosive. He's always been explosive, and that young man got real. Separate you from your consciousness. power. He ain't getting TKOs. He making dudes do stanky legs and fall through the ropes and all kind of shit. He showed a good jab. He showed a little bit better counter punching, but he's doing what he's supposed to do to the level of competition that he's doing it to. And I like that, but I do see the explosiveness. I do see the athleticism, and I see the skill. I'm just not going to I'm not gonna make the same mistake that a lot of people made with Edgar Berlanga. So we're gonna wait to see him move up in competition before we crown him or anything like that. But he's definitely looking like an explosive fighter up there, light heavyweight. And then real quick, Tiger Johnson, since we brought him up, man, what did you think about Tiger Johnson's performance? How do you think he did last night?
He faced some adversity on last night, which is good. This is why I say all these young prospects or contenders or rookies, whatever you want to call them, they are learning. And these are the guys you got to keep an eye on in the next 3 years, because they're going to be elevating. As they go up, the harder the competition is going to be. And this is a good thing for them. Now, Tiger Johnson, he weathered the storm last night, because at the beginning of the fight, the first half of the fight, he was getting hit, tagged a little bit, but he settled in and he pretty much was working the body. And now his opponent, he wanted to show the hand speed that he has, but he didn't have control of his hand speed like Tiger Johnson. Tiger Johnson had control of the hand speed, and he knew where to go. He knows go straight down to the stern. He knows go straight down to the left and right liver, and that's what he did. He knows, hey, I got to break him down in the middle in order to break him down up top, so, and that's what he did. And he did it with, man, I mean, that left hand, man, I mean, he got, like 100% control of that left hand. We talking about one hand going to the head, the shoulder, and the liver, real fast, so, man, I like Tiger Johnson, man. I think he's on his way. I don't see him making big mistakes. He's always catching punches on the gloves, and he doesn't get really bombarded by punches. He hop back in the pocket, so I like what Tiger Johnson is doing right now. And like I say, he's still young, but still, I would like to see that on competition. I would like to see that ring IQ. Let's see him make some adjustments. That's what I want to see. And once you have that pat down, when you have that down pat, then, you just can pretty much add to it. That what makes you a special fighter. That what makes you that special guy and standout guy. That what makes everybody want to fight you. So, if you look at his opponent head was bleeding. That was probably from a head clash. But look at the eye. Look at the left eye. The left eye of his opponent. That come from that a right hand. That right hand. And he was tagging him with that right hand. So Tiger Johnson, watch out for him, man. But he had a good fight. He had a good fight last night, and I can't say anything he did wrong. It's just that he assessed the issue to see what you bring it to the table, and he got it done. So
he was in there with a tough dude. Montreal is tough, 15-1. Coming out of New Orleans, he was in there with a tough guy. And Tiger Johnson, man, he got all the tools. Good counter puncher, very fast. Works behind his jab. That training he got, Prentice, is gonna make some noise. That dude can train. I was listening to the instructions that he was giving Tiger Johnson. He a good trainer, man. He gonna be somebody we gotta pay attention to moving up. But Tiger Johnson, man, the way he fought behind his jab, the way he's gotten better and better fighting on the inside, and you could tell that Montreal was tough. But Tiger Johnson, that was only an 8-round fight. You give him a 10-rounder, you give him a 12-rounder, he probably would have got the stoppage because he was breaking that dude down. He never stopped going to the body. He was busting his face up. He not only hits you with speed, but that speed generates power because he hits guys with shit that they don't see coming. Like where that hook come from, bro? Like you said, he can throw 3 left hooks, body, shoulder, face, and he can throw them all very fast, bro, with the same hand. Like he fast. He nice with it, man. I like what he did last night. Won every goddamn round. Stayed defensively responsible. They need to put him in some 10-round fights, man. They need to put him in 10-round fights because he the good, man. He can really fight. I like what Tiger Johnson was able to do. You know what I mean? I really do.
That what bothers me. Now, I don't mean to interrupt. That what bothers me, man. A lot of fighters I see, they are still fighting 8-rounders, 6-rounders. Well, now I understand Nico Ali Walsh. All right, keep him at 8 rounds. All right, because he's a special attraction, right? But other fighters, I think they need to step up to 8-rounders and 10-rounders, and get acclimated to that your gas tank. Get used to it, and you spar 15 rounds, and that way you can make it 12, 10 rounds, so that's what I like to see. What's up, Bumpy? Yes, sir. So that's the only
Bumpy
thing
spoke to my wife. I ain't even see her in here. I thought she was asleep. Miss KO, you in here?
Yeah, I saw her earlier. Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up with it, baby? I ain't see you. I thought she was asleep. I bet you I gotta go back and catch a playback. You probably woke up with that crack comment. That probably woke her ass up. She probably heard me laughing and shit, man.
I'm just
when you were talking about the crack and shit, man.
Ain't like I know nothing about it. I'm just saying, you want to lose weight, fat. That'll work with your body,
That'll work with your body. God damn. Look, man, so I gotta talk about the heavyweight fight, then we gotta get to the co-main and the main event. But man, this dude, Arslan Beck, Makhmadov, he a big Russian bear, bro. Like just a big Russian bear, man. He beat the shit out this dude from Nigeria, this Raphael dude, man. What you think of that fight, man? It lasted about a round and a half, man. He had that boy legs gone in the first round, bro, with them damn right hands and uppercuts he was throwing. That boy powerful, right. Man. What you think of that heavyweight fight real quick, man?
Man, I thought that was going to be I know heavyweight action, you're not going to get a lot of punches. All right. My call is not going to be exciting. I try to do it with heavyweights, but they just don't throw like that. Because fatigue sets in real fast for big guys. But like you say, the Nigerian is standing at 6'8", mean mugging, looking at him, and I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna have a good fight here. Okay, he gets out there. First of all, he doesn't have any boxing skills type. He was throwing kind of wild. And then the big Russian guy, because names were so hard to pronounce, that he was just throwing and threw caution to the wind. No jabs was throwing, none of that. All it was windmilling, big right hands, and he was strong. He was strong in how he threw the overhand right. He was strong how he was coming in and pretty much manhandling the Nigerian fighter. And then he pretty much caught him with one. I knew that was coming because the hands was flying. The hands were flying. And when you fight like that and you are letting your hands go, one of them guys gonna fall. And it happened to be the Nigerian guy. Because if you looked at a knockout in the first round, he hit him with a punch, but he overthrew it and hit him like on the arm. But it moved him.
Yeah. That Russian dude strong as shit, man.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody he crack his neck every 5 seconds. Anytime somebody do this shit all the time, like every 5 seconds, anytime somebody doing that shit, man, they dangerous, man. Leave them the fuck alone.
Yes. It moved him, so I know it just was a matter of time. Because when you get to round 2, this guy, he ain't gonna move like this and this and that. And but this big guy, he threw punches once again, knocked him down, almost knocked him through the ropes. Then he came back and won some more. Then, of course, he just couldn't take the last punch. That got him out of there. That got him out of there fast. So, the heavyweights, see, the Nigerian that turned pro too, he was 25, 28. That's too late.
Yeah, he was a football player and a basketball player and all that shit. That dude Arslan Beck started boxing when he was like 6-7 years old. He been to the World Series of boxing. I try to tell people on the prediction video, they both look like they 15-0 because they both were like 15-0 with like 14 knockouts. They look like they're the same, but they not. Arslan Beck knows some tricks. He got a lot of experience. And you can see he said, "Oh, you keep ducking your head down." And he started slipping in with that motherfucking uppercut.
Right.
That shit was a wrap.
So, like, see, and this is the issue I had with the heavyweight division, and the heavyweight division was a silent division one while at one time, and Deontay Wilder too. He's no different. You know, you got a lot of these heavyweight guys that played other sports like football. Wilder played football, you know, and a lot of these guys leave football and go to boxing. Why? Because of their size. Now, I made
not because they can't make it in football.
that too.
They can't make like our best, the guys that would be best heavyweight fighters. They end up making it to the NFL, bro.
Oh yeah.
They end up making it to the NFL. That's really what it is. Like our big heavyweights that will be dominant heavyweights, they all end up playing football on Sundays and shit. The ones that come to box are the ones that couldn't make it on the football field.
There you go. Now, I was telling my chat the other day in high school when I was there, you know, and just like in boxing, you know, if you're a sophomore in high school, you 6'8", 6'9". Hey, you play basketball? No.
You do now.
Okay, you do now. Be at practice at 3:30, right? So you
now we'll see you on the court at 3:30. They gonna go to your mama house, come over for dinner, tell your mama they can make you the net. Like you gonna do something.
So Wilder never bought into the boxing style, but he has a right hand and he has that equalizer that will knock you out. You know, so every football player is not going to be a heavyweight fighter. I don't know why they believe that. I don't know why they think that. Because we still have some heavyweights that used to be football players, but they never prosper except for Wilder. You know, so and that's how I see it. But you know, get a heavyweight that started boxing at an early age. Don't wait till he was a senior in college and all of a sudden he want to box. You know, boxing, this ain't nothing to play with. Boxing ain't nothing to play with. This no game. You know,
and Raphael found that shit out the hard way last night.
Exactly.
Found that shit out the hard way last night, boy. You better stop playing, man.
You're right.
Boy, knock your head off your shoulders, fucking around, trying to tell you, man.
Sir.
But look, we got 15 minutes. We got to get to the co-main event, OG. We got to talk about my guy, man. We got to talk about Abdullah.
Man,
talk about Abdullah Mason. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, buy the stock now. Get on the bandwagon now. Do what y'all got to do. That young man is the truth times 10, man. And I know he was fighting somebody that was subpar, but if you can't see the skills and the talent on that young man, I don't know what you're looking at. But what'd you think of Abdullah Mason's performance last night, OG?
Man, the co-main event, Abdullah Mason. This young man, if you see him fight, if you see how rangy he is, he's a southpaw, and you see how tall he is. You see how he fights in all three ranges with ease. And then you say, wait a minute. How old is this guy? He's 19 years of age. So that means that he's still learning. He's still learning. So that means that, okay, then where he going to be at in 3 years from now? Man, he's going to be a killer. He's going to be one of them guys that sticks out like a Floyd Mayweather. He's going to be something special. What we see right now, unless it might be a flaw. Let's say a flaw, let's say a la Adrian Broner. But I don't think so because he's young, he's learning, you know, and he's at 135, you know. So, I mean, it's a lot of talent down there. And now, this is the question. We see the amateur pedigree there. We see the accolades there. But we got to see the IQ. The IQ. I want to see him get rattled. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but I want to see him get rattled and see him compose himself. Let's see, make him make adjustments. And then I'll say, okay, well, you know what? I'll buy that stock. I'm going to buy that stock right now. Because if he can do that, then he got me sold. He already got me halfway sold. But now, once he make that adjustment, must he use that ring IQ? Because Gary Russell Jr., IQ beat athleticism every day. So I want to see that. I want to see that, and I want to see him in there with someone that's not a killer, but you know, someone that's gonna get him that third part competition. But right now, I don't see no one that can give him that. because he, like I say, he's tall. He has a reach. I mean, he's point on. His accuracy was just superb last night. Every time he threw, he landed, and he landed flush. So I mean, you see it there. It's right there as you look at the eye test. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when he get in there and get a little bit rattled. Will he keep his composure, or would he pretty much panic? I think he's gonna keep his composure, because we can see right now the set the accolades that he brings to the table. So that's all I have right there on that.
I mean, look, man, everybody, and I understand it. Hey, man, we gotta wait. We gotta see this. We gotta do that. Well, I'm an analyst. My job is to prognosticate, and I'm telling y'all right now, bro. I've been telling y'all that boy a problem, and he gonna be a problem, and he is gonna be a multiple division champion. He's nasty, bro. He's just so think of it like this. He's 19. He already hurting people without trying. Got all the skills in the world, bro. You don't see 19-year-olds jabbing like that, fainting like that, working off the jab every single fight you see him in. The check hook game is on point. What he did last night, he never forgot about the body. He goes to the body nonstop, different angles. He got everything that you could want, bro. I'm telling y'all right now. That boy nasty. Yes, and he's gonna be a huge problem in the lightweight division, but specifically when that man get 23, 24, and he fighting at 140, 147, and that frame fill out, dog. Ain't nobody gonna want to be able to see that boy. I'm telling y'all right now, if you want a shot, everybody need to catch him now. Y'all better catch that young man now, because you catch him when he's 23, 24 in his prime. That shit gonna be, boy, it's gonna be nightmares. He a problem for everybody at 135 right now. A problem, a huge problem. If your favorite fighter fighting him, you should be nervous. And I'm like you, OG, shit. Put him in there in the 10-round fight with somebody, shit. Put him in one of there with Keyshawn Davis. Put him in there with Yiggit. Let him dispose of Anthony Yiggit or some shit, or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody with a name at 135, bro. Let him get that, and he gonna be an even bigger problem. But the main thing in his performance yesterday was the way that he always works behind his jab and the distance control, and the way that he's able to keep going to the body and never forget. And them punches, they look sharp, and they look crisp, and the technique is perfect, and he's generating power. I seen him in his last fight knock a dude out, stepping back with a check hook, and I'm talking about knocking him out. OG, not a TKO, generating power from like 4 or 5 inches on the check left. Man, the boy nasty. The boy nasty. And I've been telling y'all he nasty. And I'm gonna keep telling y'all until everybody get it, man. Until everybody get it. Like shit, he gonna be a problem. He is more technically sound. He is more sharper fundamentally than some of the guys that people hail. I keep hearing people talk about Keyshawn Davis. Bro, you can have Keyshawn Davis. I got Abdullah Mason, man. Y'all can have Keyshawn Davis. I got Abdullah. A lot of people like Tiger Johnson. Y'all can have him. I got Abdullah. Whoever y'all like as a prospect, especially after I got Abdullah Mason. I'm trying to tell y'all, but I'm trying to put y'all on something. But he gave a great performance. And as long as he keeps fighting behind his jab, as long as he keeps sticking to the fundamentals and the basics, he only gonna get better and better and better as he grows into being a young man. But that's all I got on that fight. We gotta get to the main event, bro. We gotta talk about Jared Big Baby Anderson, man. We gotta talk about Jared Big Baby Anderson. There's a lot of holes there, KQ. There's a lot of holes in this game, man. What you think of Jared Anderson's performance against Charles Martin in the main event last night?
Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. It's a lot of holes in this game. One of them is fighting at home. It's hard to fight at home. You're trying to impress your family and your friends, your high school teacher, and JoJo at the liquor store. He got a ticket too, right? And then you got to give all these tickets out, and all the pressure. Now you heard the interview, Big Baby Anderson. He wants to retire when he get in 2027. He don't want to do this. He don't want to box. But you look, this is what you signed up for. You in it, and you got to make the best of it, son. All right, that's what you need to do. But now, fighting Charles Martin. Charles Martin is 39 years of age, but he is a veteran. He knows how to survive. He knows what he had to do to land the left hand. So, but this is the problem I had with Big Baby Anderson. First of all, don't follow your opponent around. Cut off the ring. Now, that's what he was doing. He was cutting off the ring, but he was stalking, but he gave Charles Martin a way out. And I can remember Bermain Stiverne and Deontay Wilder. Bermain Stiverne always had a way out from Wilder, and he kept on going around and around and around and around, But now, Big Baby Anderson got to, first of all, learn how to cut off the ring. Stop depending on your youth, okay? And what I mean by that knockout, his youth, all right? We know that you're young. We know you can do that, so you can move and this and that. Put your hands up. First of all, learn how to keep your hands up. All right. Now, when you play basketball, right, and you're dropping the basketball all the time, you're fumbling, you're losing and go out of bounds. Well, your coach you say, man, take this basketball and you better not leave it nowhere. Every time I see you, you better have it in your hand, right? Because you're gonna have to get used to having that ball in your hand. Well, he's gonna have to get used to keeping them hands up. He keep dropping the hands, and he keep using the feints, doing back, going back. Well, you're gonna run into someone, and I hate to keep using Wilder, but Wilder has a long reach, and he don't have to step in like Martin. He can hit you way where he at, and hit you flush, and night. So you cannot depend on your youth, your athleticism all the time. Yeah, you can depend on it, but not all the time. You're going to have to bring some fundamentals to the table. You're going to have to let them know that, hey, look, I can box. But I will give him credit. He did work on that jab. That jab was landing. Now, it was landing from a distance because he knew that Martin was counter-punching. But he did work on that jab, and that jab was landing. He kept landing the jab. But he was reaching. He was reaching in, throwing the jab. And we all know when you start reaching, then that's when you'll get timed. That's when you'll get time. So, and he got hit with a couple shots. Now he took it and he took it well. But as you saw his eyes open up, he was surprised because I think that's the first time he got hit like that. And like I say, Charles Martin is a veteran, and he knows how to survive, and he knows how to punch. So. He was pretty much knocked out schooling a young lad last night. All right. This is what you shouldn't do and when you shouldn't do. And all right. And that's what he was doing. But Big Baby Anderson, he was going down to the body. He was working a jab. And that what gave him that win, I believe. So
yeah. He was outworking him. He was outworking him for sure. I said this, so he made some comments that raised up my eyebrows. He said that he don't love the sport of boxing. He want to retire by the time he's 27. And when you tie that into the fact that you watch a fighter that depends solely on his athleticism a lot, it kind of makes sense. Like, so are you working on your fundamentals? Are you drilling your fundamentals as heavy as you should? Are you paying attention? Are you all the way in? Are you all the way dedicated? Or are you just trying to hurry up and get a bag and get out? Because when you look at how he fights, he's too talented to be getting caught with the same shots over and over again. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder about, like, all right, bro, why is your head always on the line? Why are you always getting caught with this straight left hand? Like, where's the adjustment to not get caught by the straight left hand? I think we fall in love with that flashy shit. Oh, he can switch stances. Oh, he's in this stance. Oh, he's in that stance. Oh, he's so powerful. But what them feet looking like getting them in the right place? What's that head movement looking like? Keeping it off the line? What's that guard looking like and shit? So depending on your quickness and your athleticism, it only gonna take you so far. Because people, like, we can talk about Charles Martin hurting him a few times and catching him with left hands, but let's keep it a buck. Charles Martin the knock on him has always been his dedication level. The knock on him has always been making it to a certain point and then not putting in the work. Charles Martin, 37 goddamn years old, y'all. He 37 years old, and he was catching Big Baby with those types of shots. So when you look at it from that light, you can't help but wonder, okay, And I said this shit. What if I put him in there with somebody that's closer to their prime, that does love the sport of boxing,
Yeah,
that does focus on their fundamentals? What they gonna do with him? What they gonna do with him? You put him in there. You put him in there with. Let me think of one right quick. Somebody who's in their prime coming up. Right now, like you put him in there with somebody like a Frank Sanchez right now, or you put him in there with somebody like a Tyson Fury, or like you said, a Deontay Wilder. These guys that are at the top of the division, and they're just enough in their prime, but they all the way in on boxing. Like for instance, bro, like real shit. Charles Martin catching you with straight left hands. Can you really get out of the way of a straight right hand from Deontay Wilder, bro? And if Deontay Wilder catch you with a straight right hand, what the fuck everybody think gonna happen, bro? That boy be Jared Anderson be waking up right now. He be just now waking up. Or if Charles Martin can walk you in the shots, you don't think guys like motherfucking Jay Lee, like bro, if he fought that big ass Chinese dude that just beat Joe Joyce, bro, that big ass Chinese dude probably would have knocked his ass out in front of his hometown fans last night, bro.
they
And
talking
that
about
dude
rematch. Big Zane, baby.
yeah, bro. If Big Bang Zane would have caught his ass, bro, come on, man. Come on, he's too talented to have it. Shit. Anthony Joshua, bro. Like, bro, all right, man. Like he a very talented, very athletic, very flashy heavyweight. But dog, you cannot be in boxing already talking about retiring and shit, man. At 23 years old, and that was my main issue. Like, I understand get in and get out, but he talking about 27. I'm out this thing. I'm trying to get my money and get out. Well, what's gonna happen if you get really drugged down in there and you really got to be like, damn, if I want to win this fight, I might have to put my life on the line. But you already got 1 foot out, bro. You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it because you're gonna remember that somebody, basically, OG, when you got that type of mindset, man, somebody can come around and remind you how much you don't really love the sport like that. Like, you allow somebody to come and remind you and be like, man, I don't know if I'm all the way in on this shit. That's what could happen to him, bro. That's what could happen to him. And I hope it don't, but he gonna have to make a decision that he either all the way in this shit or he all the way out this shit. Cause especially in his weight class at heavyweight, man, you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, depending on your athleticism. Cause bro, that shit could be bad for you, man. It could go bad for you. And it almost went bad last night. I don't give a damn what he say about not being hurt. Charles Martin hurt his ass, bro. He had his ass rocked in that 5th round and shit. Boy, looking like the whole crowd got quiet. Everybody got nervous. I was watching the motherfucking fight from my bed. I got up and got in front of the TV. Like, bro, don't do this shit to my parlay, bro. You last leg of my parlay, and I done got all these motherfuckers right. Don't you do this shit. Don't you do this shit. So, it was a good performance, a good learning experience. The thing I hope he learned from it is that, man, I got to be all the way in this shit, and that he worked hard. And please, bro, he too quick, he too fast, he too talented. Get them fundamentals down, bro, and stick to them, and you'll be able to get out of the way of a lot of that shit. Because if you stick to his fundamentals, the natural speed, the natural athleticism, it's gonna come through for him just fine. But when you try to rely on that shit with your hands down, walking forward, he ain't got no high guard. He walking forward like this.
Right.
Like, bro, walk forward, discipline, bro.
He knocked it down.
Hands where they supposed to be and shit. All right, bro.
That's why I said keep your hands up. Yeah, because he walking down. And, of course, Mark is a southpaw, so your jabs is right there. So he trying to knock the jab down. Besides trying to go over the jab, he knocked it down like that. So he should have tried to go over it and bam. But his jab was working last night for the first couple rounds. He was landing, winning with that jab. But I understand he's still young. I understand he got a lot of growing to do. I don't think he's ready for the upper echelon heavyweights like Usyk, Wilder. Well, I don't know about Anthony Joshua right now. I don't know how he looks, but that big crowd up there, I don't think he's ready for it yet. Because the way he's making himself vulnerable, no defense, no tight defense, that he might, get knocked out. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't, man. Listen,
Right.
it only take one shot from a heavyweight. You can't be at heavyweight just doing, you know what I'm saying, doing all that no guard shit, trying to rely on your head move. You fast, bro, but you
Right.
still 240 pounds, bro. You can still get time
Exactly.
and shit. You ain't that fast, bro. You ain't super fast where a motherfucker with some good time and can't separate your shit from your mind from your body and shit for a little bit, bro. Like and Charles Martin did that shit. And again, Charles Martin is 37 years old and he's been on long layoffs and shit. You getting there with a more active fighter that's really taking this shit serious, man. It could get bad for you. But I hope, you know what I'm saying? I hope he corrects those problems because he's definitely a real talent in the heavyweight division. That's all I got, OG. You got anything else, man?
No, that's about it. Knockout. I ain't got nothing else but sleep, man.
Okay. All right. Well, I got you. Yeah, same here, man. Look, man, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Y'all be sure to smash the like button on your way out. Thank you to everybody who showed up big in the super chats and the cash apps. If y'all want to catch me, I'll be live tomorrow night, 7:30, Wednesday night, 7:30, and Thursday night, 7:30. So y'all be sure to tune in. Y'all know we're gonna have great shows. And you know, it is what it is, man. That's all I got. And check out the daily content we drop to the channel as well. OG, go ahead and give your last words, man. Let everybody know what you got going on this week.
Yes, sir. Of course, you know, I will be live tomorrow daily at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And then, of course, don't forget, we got another fight this weekend. I will be calling that fight also. And also, we have a pay-per-view giveaway on July the 22nd for the Earl Spence Terrence Crawford fight. Now, you don't have to buy the pay-per-view if you don't want to because you're the winner, so you can do whatever you want and still tune in and listen to me. All right. So with that, that's all I have. Check out me and Knockout Boxing next week. All right. We'll be live once again at 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. So everybody have a great weekend and have a great week. And that's about it. All right.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all enjoy y'all day and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow, man. Peace out, everybody.
Yes, sir. Peace out.